Nasir Wasim, AI Solution Architect from DDN, and today I want to walk you through the daily reality of a knowledge analyst at a Fortune 500 organization. So imagine you are a knowledge analyst at a major service firm. Every single morning, you are getting hit with hundreds of urgent questions. Executives need market intelligence, compliance officers need regulatory answers, client advisor need portfolio insight, and all of that information, it's buried somewhere in your massive document library. Decade of regulatory filing, market research, legal contracts, internal memos. Now, many of these firms are deploying RAG systems to make the institutional knowledge instantly accessible through AI. The promise is ask a question in a natural language, get an answer in seconds, grounded in your enterprise data. But here's what they are running into: storage latency. The AI itself is blazing fast. It can process information in milliseconds, but if it takes seconds to retrieve the data from storage, the whole pipeline grinds to a crawl. And today we will run this RAG pipeline end to end in two different configurations. DDN Infinia with NVIDIA and Supermicro Hyperpod, which is purposely built for modern AI workloads, versus traditional cloud-based object store like AWS, the kind of most enterprises are using today. So you will see the performance difference at every stage: document ingestion, vector storage, and query responses. And this is the real world scenario enterprise face right now, and the impact is dramatic. Okay, I have configured both AWS S3 and Infinia with identical parameters, same region, same data, creating a true apple-to-apple comparison. Okay, so now let's start with the document ingestion. I'm going to upload a Netflix publicly available annual report, a real-world document with 283,000 characters that get intelligently chunked in 628 retrievable segments. And this is very typical of a financial document, earning report, and a regulatory filing that analysts work on a daily basis. So these chunks need to be processed, vectorized, and stored before anyone can query them. All right, we have the results. Now watch what happened here. So DDN Infinia on an hyperpod, chunks are being written at 0.0041 second per chunk. That's around 4 milliseconds, extremely blazing fast. Now look at the AWS object store. Each chunk take like 0.1169 second per chunk, which is 112 millisecond per chunk. So if you do a basic math here, DDN Infinia with 0.0041 second multiplied by 628 chunks, that's around 2.5 seconds in total to upload this document. Whereas AWS with 0.1169 second multiplied by 628, it's around 74 second total upload time for this particular document. That's like 72 seconds faster. And in terms of performance advantage, DDN Infinia is like, say, 28.5 times faster than AWS. And here's what this means in practice. So with DDN Infinia, the analyst can upload a complete annual report and have it queryable in just 2 seconds. So with the traditional storage, they are waiting over a minute, and that's just one document. And when you are processing hundreds of regulatory filing, research report, and quarterly statements daily, this approximately 30x performance advantage transform your entire AI pipeline. Documents become readily available for your AI consumption the moment they arrive, not minutes and not in hours. Documents are ingested. Let's get to what really matters. Can people use this system? So I'm going to ask both setup the same question. And the question is, what are the key risk factors mentioned across our portfolio companies' earning report? Now, this is not just pulling up one file. Behind the scene, the system has to turn my question into a vector and then search through thousands of document chunks and then pull 5 most relevant chunks from the storage and feed them into NVIDIA Nemotron 70 billion parameter model. Runs everything through guardrail and re-ranking. Now, every single step matters here, but here's where the storage becomes critical. You are pulling multiple chunks sequentially. If the storage is slow, everything downstream just wait. We have the results from the LLM. Now let's analyze the retrieval performance time to first byte comparison. DDN Infinia took 0.1600 second in total, averaging just 32 millisecond per chunk retrieval. That's instant. That's the kind of response time where users don't even think about it. They just trust the system. And 160 millisecond is below our cognitive threshold for waiting. It's feel like the system will read our mind. And look at the cloud storage number. 1.65 second with each chunk taking 331 millisecond to retrieve. We have already crossed into the conscious of waiting. Users start noticing. This essentially means that DDN Infinia is again dominant with 10.3x faster than AWS in terms of total query retrieval time. And remember, your analysts are not asking one question. They are asking 20, 30 questions in a session. And that's 33 seconds of waiting versus 3 seconds with Infinia. Suddenly, your 5-minute research task takes 10 minutes. And when you multiply that across 500 users, thousands of sessions, that small latency compound into hours of lost productivity daily. And when you have got 500 people running 50,000 queries a day, this is not just about user experience anymore. It's about GPU economics. And that's where the real cost is hiding.